Hi everyone, good morning. Can you see my screen everyone? Can you hear me? All guys. Can you confirm the chat? Fine. Yeah. So in the last session, what we discussed? Anyone? What we discussed in the last session? Yeah. Servers, right? Servers, types of servers, server architecture, right? And also operating system, types of operating systems, and yeah, these are all the concepts we discussed, right? Yeah. So any questions, anyone? In server architecture, so we discussed about first phase of implementation, second phase of implementation, third phase of implementation, and fourth phase, Docker containers. So anyone having any questions? Anyone newly joined today? Can you share your WhatsApp number, email address in the chat so that we'll provide you previous recordings. So in the chat, you can share your WhatsApp number. My mobile number is 96422111711. You can take down my number. Yeah, so if anyone newly joined today, you can share your WhatsApp number, email address in the chat. Okay. Yeah. Now let's get started. So today we are going to discuss about networking. So up to here we covered yesterday, right? So today we start what is networking, types of networks, what is IP address, what is subnet, gateway, router, firewall, what is failover, and a load balancer. Okay. So these concepts are very important for cloud engineer, DevOps engineer. Okay. If you understand this terminology, you can easily understand cloud terminology also. Okay. Yeah. Now let's get started. Let us go with the networking part here. Yeah. So what is networking? What is networking? Anyone? What is networking? Yeah. Communication between devices or communication between servers. Okay. See here. A computer network is a system in which multiple computers are connected to each other to share information and resources. Okay. Yeah. So it is a group of servers or group of devices, we can say. Network is nothing but group of servers or group of devices we can connect through either local area network or any other net Wi-Fi or whatever, right? See here, this is the networking, right? So these computers are connected through the network to share the resources, to share the data, right? Just a minute, please. Fine. Yeah, so this is the computer network, right? So this network connected through LAN, local area. LAN intended. What is LAN? Anyone having it? Local area network, right? So locally, so by using RJ45 cables, normally we connect LAN connectivity, right? So currently we are not using LAN in real-time projects. Also, always we are using Wi-Fi, right? Wi-Fi we are using. So in office premises, I'm talking about, right? So even a breakout area also we are connecting through Wi-Fi, right? So we are carrying laptops in office. Okay, yeah, fine. So what are the characteristics of computer network? Share resources from one computer to another, create files and store them in one computer across these files from access these files from other computer connected over the network. What does it mean? So create files and store them in one computer, which is server. We can store the data in one server and we can access the data through network, right? Yeah. So why we need to store the data in central location? So I'll show you that. See here. So connect a printer, scanner, or fax machine to one computer within the network and let other computers of the network use the machines available over the network, right? So due to this, what will happen? So if you store the data in central location in one computer, and if you access the data through network, what will happen? Costing will be reduced. Hardware costing will be reduced. For example, there is a school, right? In the school, 5 floors are there. Each floor we cannot configure printer, right? So if you configure one printer in third floor or second floor as a network printer, we can we can send the print request from any floor, right? So due to that, what will happen? Hardware costing will be reduced, right? So when we have LAN connectivity, hardware costing will be reduced. Fine. See here. So hardware devices required to set up a computer network. What are the hardware devices required here? See here. Network cables required, distributors required, routers required, internal network cards, external network cards also required. These are the components required. So network cables. So when we talk about cables, see here, very popular cable, which is category 5, we can say cat 5 cable, which is RJ45 cable. So why we are talking about these cables? So we don't require, actually currently we are not using category 5, we are not using category 6 also, because we are using cloud environment. So this cables hardware will be maintained by cloud vendor, but this terminology is very important. Terminology is very important. Okay. So 10 years back, 15 years back, so when I work with Verizon data services, by the time we used to handle data center resources. So by the time we used to clip the cables, we used to connect the cables to the routers and switches, and we used to connect to the servers. So currently we are not using this RJ 45 cables in our local data center, right? So all these things will be taken care by ఎవరు మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారండి? So AWS vendors, Azure vendors, right? Azure data center engineers, they are maintaining. So as a cloud engineer, as a DevOps engineer, we are virtually connected, right? Yeah. See here, this is the category 5 cable. Network cables are used to connect computers. The most commonly used cable is category 5 cable, Cat by RJ45. So by using color coding, we can claim this by using color coding. So straight cables, cross cables, two types of cables will be there, right? Yeah. Next one, distributors. What is distributor? See here, a computer can be connected to another one via serial port. But if you need to connect many computers to produce a network, this serial connection will not work. See here, this is a serial connection. So what is the use of this? It is a loopback adapter. We can say loopback adapter, right? So router. See here, a router is a type of device which act as a central point among computers and other devices that are part of the network, right? See here. So yeah, the router is having holes called ports. See here. So this is a, we can use network routers, Wi-Fi routers also as format. Okay. See here. Network card. So when we talk about cards, two types of cards are available. Network cards. See here. Network card is a necessary component of computer without which a computer cannot be connected over a network. It is also known as network adapter or network interface card (NIC) or ISA. Two types of cards are available. So here, yeah, internal network cards and also external network cards are there. Internal network cards, external network cards, right? So internal network cards, motherboard has a slot for internal network card. So when we use 10 years back, 15 years back, we used to use desktops, right? So desktops are having slot, PCA slot. In that we used to insert one PCA network card, and we used to install driver, and we used to connect the cable, and we used to yeah, we used to connect to the network, right? So currently, so along with the laptop or desktop, internal chips are coming. Currently latest one, right? Yeah, so by using that we can connect, so without which we cannot connect to the network, right? Yeah. Next one, external network cards. See here. So external network cards are two types: wireless and USB. Okay, see here, this is the wireless, this is black one, this is the wireless network card, right? So internal network card, we have internal network card. For that we connect the external network card. Okay, and also USB. Still people are using USB also. So while traveling, they're using USB cards, USB internet cards, right? Next one, what are the important types of networks available? So four types of networks available. So these are very important. Okay, see here. PAN, LAN, WAN, MAN. What is PAN? It is a personal area network, right? Local area network, wide area network, metropolitan area network. Four types of networks are there. So what is PAN? Let's go with one by one. Yeah, so PAN is a computer network formed around a person, right? It generally consists of a computer, mobile, or personal digital assistant. PAN can be used for establishing communication among these personal devices for connecting to a digital network and the internet. So normally, yeah, we are using laptop or desktop. While using laptop or desktop, we connect. Uh, yeah, hotspot is fine, and also Bluetooth devices we connect, right? Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth headset, and Bluetooth printer. These are all comes under PAN. Yeah. See here? These are the devices. So around the person. So these devices will work within the limited area, right? Yeah, around the person. Within the room or within the floor only we can use this. So if you move to 10, after 10 meters, it will not work. Maximum range is 10 meters only. Okay, limited range. See here. What are the characteristics of PAN? It is mostly personal devices network equipped within a limited area, allows you to handle the interconnection of IT devices at the surrounding of a single user. PAN includes mobile devices, tablet, and laptops. So advantage of PAN. See here. So it is very secure. PAN is a limited area, right? It is very secure. It offers only short range solution up to 10 meters. So maximum 10 meters it will work. So strictly restricted to smaller area. Within the range only it will work, right? So here disadvantage is also there, which is a distance limitations, distance limits. Within the 10 meters only it will work, right? So yeah, most of the people are using PAN, right? Because yeah, Bluetooth mouse, Bluetooth keyboard, Bluetooth headsets, right? So currently we are using. Next one is LAN. So this is very very important. So currently we are not using LAN also in real time projects. Small organizations, startup companies, they are using LAN, but most of the companies they are using Wi-Fi and different other networks. Okay, LAN. So LAN stands for local area network. It is a group of network devices that allow communication between various connected devices. It covers the smallest area such as colleges, schools, hospitals, so on. See here, this is the LAN connectivity. Yeah, earlier people like LAN admins. LAN admins used to maintain the LAN connectivity, right? Fine. What are the characteristics of LAN? It is a private network. This is our own network. LAN is our private network, right? LAN operates at a relatively higher speed compared to other WAN systems. For example, so we have Wi-Fi router. When we buy any router, along with the router, we get one cable also, right? So sometimes normally when you try to book any Tatkal tickets, we connect the cable. Why we connect the cable? Compare to Wi-Fi higher speed. If you connect cable, it is higher speed. You can check it out. Okay. So normally while booking the Tatkal tickets, we connect the cable and we can try that. So speed will be increased, right? But that limitation, the distance, 1.5 meter cable will be there. That we can use. Okay. Yeah. So advantages of LAN. What are the advantages here? So computer resources like hard disk, DVD RAM, printers can share local area networks. This significantly reduce the cost of hardware purchases. So because yeah, normally these printers or any other device servers, normally we can connect through LAN connectivity, right? So instead of configuring printers in every floor or every area, so we don't need to connect that, and we don't require that. We can connect a printer as a network printer. We can configure a printer as network printer. So when you print any documents, the request will go through the LAN. Okay, yeah. So and see here. So data of all network users can be stored on a single hard disk of the server computer. For example, when we go to hospital or colleges, so when you give your information, your phone number, for example, we go to hospital, right? So in the hospital, when you enter into that hospital, the OP area, reception, if you give your phone number, mobile number, so based on that mobile number, they track your information. Okay. And if you move to other area in the same hospital, you move to other area, you can tell the phone number. They can easily track. So the data will be stored in the central location, the server, right? So yeah, when they store the data in central location, what will happen? Data security will be there. Centrally, we can access the data through network, right? Yeah. So next one, disadvantage of LAN. So disadvantage is also there here. See here. So unauthorized users can access critical data of an organization in case LAN admin is not able to secure centralized data repository. The LAN admin is not capable. Definitely, hackers will be under. Okay. Yeah. Next one is MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. Yeah. See here. It covers the largest area than land such as yeah, small town cities, etc. So the man connects two or more computers that reside within the same or completely different cities. Yeah. So when Geo network starts in India, the Geo technicians, they used to cut the road, middle of the road also they put the cables, right? Yeah. So that is a metropolitan area network. So within the city are different cities you can configure. Okay. See here. Schools, so hospitals, colleges, factories, etc. Within the city are different cities. We can configure this. Okay. What are the characteristics of man? See here. It mostly covers towns and cities in maximum 50 kilometers range. Okay. Most used medium is optical fiber cables. So for example, Secunderabad, Hyderabad. Okay. Within this within this Hyderabad, within this Secunderabad, we can use the man connectivity. 50 kilometers range maximum. Okay. See here, advantage of man. It offers a fast communication using higher speed carriers like fiber optic cables. Normally, so 50 kilometers range, normal RJ45 it will not work. Normal cables it will not work. That is why optical fiber cables required. So optical fiber cables, the signal will go to light, okay, very faster. So bit costlier also optical fiber. Okay, it provides excellent support for an extensive size network and greater access to WANs. See here, a man network mostly includes some areas of city or entire city also. We can configure the man connectivities. Disadvantage of man. See here. So you need more cables to establish WAN connection from one place to another. In MAN network is it is thought to make the system secure from hackers. Why it is very difficult to handle? Because distance, more distance. Okay. Next one, WAN, wide area network. So it covers large area than LAN as well as MAN, such as country and continent. So WAN is expensive, should or might not be owned by one organization. So one organization they cannot establish the WAN connectivity. That is more bit costlier. So that is why group of organizations they configure WAN connectivity. So they use a satellite medium, not cabling. Satellite medium, right? See here. So it is a combination of LAN, WAN, and MAN. So what are the characteristics? See here, any organization can form its global integrated network using WAN. So advantage of WAN. Yeah, see here, WAN helps you to cover larger geographical area. Therefore, business offices situated at longer distance can be easily communicate. So, from here to US we are connecting. From here to UK we are connecting through satellite communication, right? Disadvantage of WAN. See here. So the initial setup cost of investment is very higher, right? It is difficult to maintain the WAN network. You need more skilled technicians and network administrator required here. Okay, there are more errors and issues because of the wide coverage and the use of different technologies. We can configure the WAN connectivity. Okay, these are the networks: PAN, LAN, MAN, WAN. Okay, yeah. Next one, next important concepts. Okay. So this is a combination of LAN, WAN, MAN, and PAN. PAN not there here. So three networks. Yeah. Next one. From here, it is very, very important. Okay. So IP addresses. Okay. What is an IP address? What is IP address, anyone?
I mean, a specific address for web, web page kind of thing.
Yeah. So IP stands for Internet Protocol. So it is a unique address for every device. So every laptop or desktop or server or switch or router, they have their own IP address, unique address, right? IP should not be overlap. Okay. See here. IP stands for Internet Protocol, and IP is a unique address that identify a device on the internet or a local area network, right? So, which is the set of rules governing the format of data sent via the internet or local network, right? So, for example, so when I open command prompt, if I check here IP, how can we check the IP? Anyone? Real time, guys. So in our system, how can we check the IP? What is the command? Real time, guys. IP config. Yes, this is the command to check the IP in Windows system. If you want to check the IP in Linux system, it is if config. IP config, if config. Okay. So if config is the command to check the IP in the Linux machine. Okay. Yeah. So now if you search here, if you type here, if you check IP config, you will get the IP address. See here. So this is my IP version 4 address. So this is my unique address 192.168.0.118. Okay. Yeah. So when we talk about IP v4, IP version 4, so it is a 32-bit address. IP version 4 is the 32-bit address. Okay. So currently we are using IP version 4 only, right? So maybe after 1 year we use the IP version 6. So what is the difference between IP version 6 and IP version 4?
It's a 64
IPv6 is
64 bit.
not 64-bit actually. It is 128-bit.
Okay.
It is very advanced one. IP version 4 is 32-bit address. IP version 6 is 128-bit address. Right? That's true. See. So IP version 4 is the 32-bit address. Okay. So IP version 6 is the 128-bit address. See here? These are ads are coming here. So many ads. Okay. So IP version 6 is the 128-bit address. Fine. For example, so when we talk about IP addresses, IP version 4. So IP version 4 is the 32-bit address. Okay. So what is 32-bit address? So for example, there is a IP which is 192.168.10.100, for example. Okay. So here this is 32-bit address. So here we have 4 octets are there. 4 octets. These are the 4 octets. Each octet is how many bits? Each octet is 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So each octet is, this octet is 8 bits. This octet is 8 bits. Like that. So 4 into 8. How much? 30, right? Yeah, it is a 32-bit address. Fine. And IP version 6 is the 128-bit address. Right. So currently we are not using this. Currently we are not using this. Maybe going forward after 1 year. Yeah. So normally, so this ranges are filling. So currently, whatever IP version 4 we are using, the ranges are completing. That is why. So organizations are moving to next level. So maybe after 1 year, we use the IP version 6. Okay. So when we talk about IP addresses, IP version 4, we have 4 classes are there. IP classes. Anyone having idea? IP classes. So currently we don't require this basically, right? So physical data centers, right? They maintain the classes, right? So as a cloud engineer, DevOps engineer, so we get the ranges from AWS or Azure or GCP, right? So we have 4 classes are there, IP classes. What are those? So here class A, class B, and class C, and also class D. What are these classes? Okay, we'll see that. See here. Class A, even see here. Class A, class B, class C, class D. So class A 1 to 126. The range is 1 to 126. Class A range is 1 to 126. For example, 10.0.0.100. What is this class? This IP belongs to which class? Class A. 1 to 126.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So here it starts with 10, right? It is between 1 to 126, right? That is why it is the class A, right?
Based on the IP address, then we define the classes.
Yes, classes. Yes.
And based on the first, like based on the number only, we are going to give servers to the users in real time.
Exactly. Yes. I'll explain that. The ranges also, subnet ranges also explain. Okay, we'll see that. Okay. Yeah. So 10.0.0.100 is the class A, and a class B starts from 128, 128 to 199, 191. Okay. So class C 192 to 223, right? So class D 224 to 239, right? Yeah. So for example, 172.17.0.100. So this IP belongs to which class? Class B, right? Class B. So 192.168.10.1. This IP belongs to class C, right? So these 3 classes we use normally. Class D, government sectors only. Okay. Yeah. So these 3 classes normally we use in real-time projects. Okay. Yeah. Next one, types of IP addresses. types of IPs. Okay, so we have different types of IPs are available here. Yeah, there are various classifications of IP addresses available here. So each category further contains some types. First one is private IP address. So normally, if you take any server or desktop or laptop, how many IPs will be there? Only one IP, right? Network IP, right? But when we talk about cloud, two IPs will be there. Every server will have two IPs. What are those? First one is private IP address. So what is private IP? Okay. Second one is public IP. Two IPs will be there. Private IP, public IP. So private IP is nothing but it is a yeah. So private IP, public IP. When we talk about private IP, public IP, private IP is a static IP. Static IP. So for internal communication, we use the private IP. Public IP is a dynamic IP. To connect our cloud server, we use the public IP. So public IP, to connect our cloud server, we use the public IP. Once you log in into the server, private IP will be available for internal communication. So private IP is a static IP. Static IP is nothing but what is static IP? It will not be changed. It is a permanent IP, right?
Dynamically it can change.
Yeah. Public IP is a dynamic IP that will be changed whenever you stop server, right? So in public IP, again two types of IPs are there: dynamic IP and also in the public IP, again static IP also there. Okay. So dynamic IP, dynamically IP will be changed whenever we start server. So how the IP will be changed? Why it will be changed?
To secure our data.
So backend in data center, there will be a DHCP server. DHCP server. DHCP full form is Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. When you stop your server, cloud server, DHCP server automatically take back that IP. Whenever you start the server, it will give the new IP every time. When you start server, you understanding right, everyone? For example, this is the AWS console. In my console, there is a server. See here, there is a Docker server. Okay, so let this. See here, public IP, private IP, two IPs. So to connect our server, we use the public IP. Once you log into the server, we use the private IP for communication. So, but here there is no public IP here. Why it is not there?
It is off stop.
It is in stopped state. When I stop means shut down, right? When I stop the server, backend DHCP server automatically take back the IP. When we start the server, DHCP server will provide the new IP. So, for example, I select the server, instance state, start instance. What will happen here? IP will be available here. Wait for a few seconds here. So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. So from tomorrow onwards, we'll go deep drive. So tomorrow we are going to create AWS account, right? So after that, we'll work on AWS services.
I already have. I already have.
Okay. Already having account. Okay. See here. When the service started, now the public IP is available. Okay. So this is the IP which provided by DHCP server from data center. So now I want to stop this. Select this server. So just copy this server IP. Just for comparisons, I just want to. So this is a IP address, public IP. Okay. Now, what I will do, I want to stop this. When I stop the server, this IP will be gone. Who will take back this IP?
DHCP.
DHCP server will take back this IP. Okay.
DHCP full form dynamical.
Then host configuration protocol. Yeah, see here. Now the service stopped. IP is gone. IP is gone, right? So if you start again, what will happen?
Again, it will give a new
It will, yeah, it will take one more new IP provided by DHCP server, right? So I just want to start. You can see here quickly.
Is this for the security purpose?
That is functionality of that is
Okay.
functionality of dynamic IP.
So I think whenever the IP address changes, we need to provide that IP address to the user which we
Good question. Very good question. Yes, explain that. Explain that. Wait for some time. So today only explain that. Okay.
But we will log in with only IP payload address.
Exactly. Only by using public IP only you can log in.
Log.
But every time IP is changing,
Change.
so everyone will be confused, right? See here. Now the server is in pending. Now it is going to start. Once it is started, one more new IP will be available. Taking time. It is taking time. Once it is started, the server started, one more new IP will be available here. So wait for a few seconds. It is taking more time. Okay, we'll see that. So every time, whenever we stop start server, IP will be changed, right? Because in data center, backend data center, there will be a DHCP server. It will maintain the IPs, public IPs. Okay, we take back the old IP, we give the new IP. Whenever you stop start server, fine. Yeah. So now here dynamic IP and static IP, right? So dynamic IP every time changing, fine. So developers, testers, DevOps engineers, everyone will be confused. That is why one more IP is there. In cloud, one more IP we use, which is elastic IP. Elastic IP. So in place of public IP, we assign elastic IP. When you create the server first time, only public IP will be available, right? So dynamic IP. In place of dynamic IP, we assign the elastic IP address. That is permanent IP. That will not be changed. That is not free of cost. Client pay the bills for that. Okay. So how to generate elastic IP? How can we attach elastic IP to the server? How can we release the IP when the project is completed? That we'll see practically. So if you go to AWS console, you can find here what is this elastic IPs. We can allocate elastic IP from data center. We can take one IP from data center. That IP you can attach to the server as per the client request. Okay.
this elastic IP is also provided to DHCP.
No, no, no. That is a static IP. Elastic IP is static IP, not DHCP server. Permanent IP, but that is not free of cost. So dynamic is free of cost. Static IP free of cost, but this is costly. We
When
can
we are allocating IP, we will give only the server directly to our
no, no, no. First we get the IP from data center. So once you allocate here, one IP will be available here. That IP we need to map to the server. We need to attach to the server. Yeah. Fine. That I'll show you practically while working on AWS services. Okay. So here one more IP is available here, right? So this is a new IP. This is old IP. This is new IP. Like this, every time it will be changed. Okay. Yeah. Next one is subnet. What is subnet? What is subnet? So along with the IP, subnet mask also there here. See here, 255.255.255.0. What is subnet? Subnetting, right? Yeah. So when we talk about subnets, subnet ranges are there here. Subnet ranges. See here. So click on this sheet. Go down here. See here. So these are all subnet ranges, subnet mask. Okay. Yeah. So here, for example, 255.255.0.0/16. The ranges, subnet ranges. Okay. So if you give /16, 65,536 IPs we can accommodate. Yeah. In which usable IPs are 65,534. So these are the total IPs, these are the usable IPs. What about other two IPs? Those are for broadcasting addresses. Okay. So normally most of the networks we use this range only we can use. So here other subnets we use the 24 range, 20 range also. Okay. So what is /20? What is /16? What is /25? I'll explain while working on networking part in AWS. Okay. Yeah. Now see here. So a subnet is a subnetwork. It is a subnetwork, small network. Subnet is a subnetwork, small network. So instead of the large network, we can create the subnetwork, small network. So why we require subnet, small network?
To create IPs.
To control inbound outbound traffic. To control inbound outbound traffic. For example, this is the floor. In this floor, there is no rooms, no partitions. What will happen here? Noise, right? So we customize this room, right? So that we can control the noise. Same way, so instead of the large network, we can create a small network to control inbound, outbound traffic. For example, so in the project we have 1,000 servers are there. 300 servers are development servers, 300 servers are QA servers, 400 servers are production servers. In that production servers, we deployed databases. Normally, database servers we should not allow inbound traffic. That is why we can create subnetting. We can customize our own rules so that traffic will be controlled. Okay. Yeah. So subnetting we'll discuss. We'll go deep dive while working on subnetting. See here. So /29, /28, like this ranges are there. These are all small subnets. Small. See here. These are all the subnets. So instead of the large network, you can create the small network, subnetwork.
But
Right?
where does it come from? There is no /28 or 29 command from subnet.
Where?
Here, the subnet.
Here it will not show you. Here it will not show you. So while working on VPC, I'll show you ranges. While working on VPC, I'll show you. Here it will not show you. So this is in some range. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Next one. So what is a network switch? Yeah. A switch is a device in a computer network that connects other devices together. Multiple data cables are plugged into the switch to enable communication between different network devices. Okay. See here. This is the switch. Old traditional switch. Okay. Next one is gateway. What is gateway? See here. So this is one network. This server is in one network. This server is in other network. How can we tell this? How can we say this? So this server is in one network. This server is in other network, right? So based on this range, we can identify. So this range is which this is for from which class? Belongs to which class? Class A, right? This is belongs to class A only, right? So 10.0.0.0/8, right? So which is class A, both are class A, but network range is changed here. So Every IP is having 4 octets. We discussed. See here, every IP is having 4 octets, right? So first 2 octets we can say, this first 2 octets we can say network address. Second 2 octets we can say host address. So this is a network address. This is a host address. So network address 192.168, right? So here, see here 10.0, 20.0. So entire network address is changed. That is why to communicate from different ranges networks, we required gateway. So for example, if you want to communicate with other room people, we require door, right? Same way, gateway required to communicate each other, right? Yeah. Next one, what is firewall? Firewall. What is firewall?
Secure.
Network security device. Firewall is a network security device, right? So firewalls are network security systems that prevent unauthorized access to a network. It can be hardware or a software unit that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic within the network, right? See here. So it will allow good traffic. So normally, if you want to connect your office network, how can we connect? Through internet. Internet is the most vulnerable network, dangerous network, right? So to connect your office network, we require firewall. So in the firewall, what we will do? We can create some firewall rules, right? So based on the firewall rules, this firewall will work, right? So it will allow good traffic as per the firewall rules, and it deny bad traffic, right? Yeah. Next one, what is replication? What is failover? What is load balancer? See here, replication is a technology for copying and distributing data and databases objects from one database to another, and then synchronizing between databases to maintain consistency integrity of the data. In most cases, replication is a process of reproducing the data at the desired targets. Right? See here. So this is one region, primary region. This is secondary region. We enabled replication, right? So data will be replicated from one region to other region. So here, whatever data is there, same data available here. So user is accessing from primary region. So primary region is down. What will happen?
What is it?
That will fail over to secondary region. That we can say fail over. So data will be accessible from other region. So regions, zones, edge locations we discuss in AWS. What is region? What is availability zone? What is edge location? Right? So what are the availability sets are there? We'll discuss. We'll go deeper while working on networking part. Okay. Yeah. Next one, clusters. What is cluster? This is entry question. Most of the entries have this question. What is cluster? What are the advantages of cluster? Cluster is a group of servers, group of devices, right? So what are the benefits of cluster? Load balancing, fault tolerance, right?
Load balancing,
Tolerance.
tolerance.
Load balancing and fault tolerance. Load balancing, advantage of cluster is load balancing and fault tolerance. What is load balancing? Anyone?
It's the
It will
incoming
manage the
data,
load.
incoming data which is coming from the user in the router.
Right. For example, in our project we have 10 members on that. 10 members. So everyone getting 30 requests per day. Per day 300 requests are getting every total request. Each one handling 30 requests. In that 10 members, 5 members went on leave. What will happen?
Workload will come on other members.
Exactly. The load will be distributed to other people. That is load balancing. Fault tolerance. What is fault tolerance? In case, yeah, 10 members are working on the project, each one handling 10 requests, 30 requests. So in that, 5 people are 5 people resign. 5 people resign. Or 6 people resign. Project will not be stopped, right? Project will be stopped? No, right? So that is fault tolerance. For example, so when we talk about servers, see here. So here we have, for example, these are the servers configured as a cluster. Cluster is nothing but a group of servers. So that servers are getting 100 requests per day, for example, right? So they can easily handle. So if they get 200 requests also, load will be balanced equally, right? In case one server is down, whatever application is running here, that will not be down. It will be maintained by other servers. So in case 5 servers are down, application will not be down anywhere, right? So shared, yeah, application will be load will be shared, right? Yeah. So clustering concept is very, very important. While working on Kubernetes, we'll see the clusters. While working on Kubernetes. So Kubernetes will work based on the cluster. Without cluster, Kubernetes will not work. Okay. Yeah. Why Linux? What is the importance of Linux? Why the project teams are always using Linux servers? Okay. So yeah, these are the, yeah, it is free, open source, secure. So many distributions are available, fast performance. Free, open source, secure. So compare with Windows, it is more secure. So many distributions available, fast performance, no viruses, no malwares, no slowdowns, no crashes, no costly repairs. That is why, so most of the positives they are using Linux servers only, data centers. Okay, so desktop side we use Windows, but server side always we use the Linux one. So while working on AWS, yeah, once complete the EC2, you can have Linux sessions also, Linux and shell scripting. Okay. Clear, right? Any questions up here, anyone? So these are all basics only. Yesterday, today, we worked on basics only, theoretical part only. So from tomorrow onwards, practically we'll see all the activities. So tomorrow, first 30 minutes or 15 minutes introduction will be there, cloud introduction. So after that, we create the account, AWS account. We walk through the console, AWS console. So after that, we'll go one by one services. Okay. So everyone, if you are interested, you can register today. Today, and you can add into WhatsApp group. We'll share all the information in the WhatsApp group only. WhatsApp group already created. People added already. Okay. So if you are interested, you can add into WhatsApp group as soon as possible. Fine. Any questions? Anyone up to here? Anyone having any questions? I gave unmute option. If you want to talk to me, if you want to ask any questions, you can ask now. Anyone having any questions? You can ask now.
Sir, can we pay the fees in installments?
Can you speak a bit louder?
Yes, sir. I said, can we pay the fees in installments? That 20,000 rupees in installments each month?
Actually, it is not there. You can call me. We'll see that. Okay. You can WhatsApp me.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Fine. So tomorrow we are going to start AWS. Okay. So tomorrow onwards we are going to work on AWS console. Fine. So in our course, first AWS will be started. After that DevOps. After that Azure. After that GCP. Fine. Yeah. So we can wind up here. So if you have any more questions, you can reach out to me. We'll discuss. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all. Yeah. Someone asking. You can call me at 10 a.m. So I have another batch 9 to 10. After 10, you can call me or WhatsApp. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.